Hey everybody, it's Sidequest time. We are doing, I think Voss loves doing these, because once again, Voss is heading out into the wild to get parts to upgrade something. But this time it's not for Everston. He's finally doing something for himself. And as a Nexus staff wielder, which is a archetype in Pathfinder, he is also seeing the new Secrets of Magic book, which is going to make my life very difficult. And he now can build his own staffs, and they stack together. So today, that is what we're going to be doing. Looking for parts in this new Season 2, Episode 11 side quest. We already have it named, which is, I'll know it when I see it. So without wasting any time, hey, you two. This is the first side quest for you two this season together. We looked through.
I know.
First two. It's so weird, because I feel like you did 2 or 3 of them first season together, right?
We did.
Yeah, the session 0 was us going to the Blue Demons Luchador match.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Mm-hmm. Wow, it has been a while since these two have been together. The most responsible of the team, right? No.
Well, what? One of us? One of us.
Just this side. Most responsible, even though you're the director now of Expanse for the Emerald Order. You've taken over. The other guy has retired. You have 2 students that travel with you. And I guess that's kind of how I want to start this, because we know what our goal is for the day, but I didn't ask you a few key questions. Number 1, are you bringing your students with you? Because that has always went so well.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I think I'm just going to...
All right. No students.
It's just going to be Nora and me.
Smart choice.
They're busy. They're busy.
Yeah, right.
Doing grunt work.
Smart choice.
Cleaning shit.
Number 2, we probably should start this off with the roll to see how well your blueprints have sold.
Yeah, because Daddy needs money to get this shit done.
But we don't use your bonus, unfortunately. I have your craft roll down here from when you made it. That's what I had to dig for last night. It was a pain in the ass.
That was huge.
It was big. It wasn't huge. It was big. The numbers feel large in Pathfinder, but if you look at the scale, wasn't that large. But your parents have to sell. So, I'm going to need you to roll for your parents.
Parents have to sell it. No, I gave it to the order.
No, I looked it up. That is not true.
No, I gave it. That was the blueprint I gave to the person that ran my test.
Yes, and also you traded it at the Carrion's Cross when you did your mission to also let them sell the blueprints. Because you did a trade back in the boneyard
to get
access to the ship.
That I remember now.
Okay. And this is why I can tell you the Emerald Order. You don't know how much the Emerald Order is sold yet because you haven't done an ether graph yet to find out. But your parents have sent word back about how much you've sold at the boneyard. Now, there's a bunch of among a bunch of scavengers. Some of them are Atomis themselves, spirits that have been rebound, Volg have been rebound. But give me a d20 roll. I'm not going to tell you the bonus. I just want to know what you get. I'm going to write it down, and at the end, I'll let you know how many gales you get.
19.
Would you like to? Hero points. You're both bringing 3, 2 minus 2 in your patch, right? 2 in your patch.
Yeah.
Okay. So Voss and them bring 2. Voss and Nora, 3 in total, 1 patch. Okay. What did you get for your roll? I'm just going to write that down.
19.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. It went up on my keyboard, faulted, and then fell off and landed.
Why are you rolling on your keyboard?
It ran up it. Like I rolled it in front of me, it ran up my keyboard and then fell off the side. 19.
So, that's pretty good. You know, that wouldn't happen to you if you had one of these.
I do, but I don't need it because I have a table in front of me.
I have a table.
I only use those like if I'm sitting on a chair or something and there's no table.
I use them here so they don't roll behind my computer desk. So
yeah,
I use it for metal dice.
Yeah. That too. So, with that said, we're going to start this off right in the middle of what we're doing. The conversation between you two coming in, sailing on a boat, underground, in a cave. And I'm going to say you're probably... actually... This probably be a great way to start. We've never handled anything to do with the planes in Athantia live on stream like this, short of the never. Can you give me a arcane roll to start this off, Voss?
Is this different than the one I already rolled?
Oh, yeah. I don't give you all the information before we go in.
That is a 33.
As you're getting further down, you have done all of your research before you came in here. Between Nora investigating, getting information from New Bolivar or information from Kadra, looking through her own library, because this is all taking place during the year of downtime that we had. And with your ability to call on the Emerald Order for stuff, looking through records, and probably even having the Lectorum bring in speakers about being below the surface and into the below. We haven't done anything in the below other than I think the stuff that we did with maybe the Lady of the Tides is kind of close. But the further down you go, you start to realize the crystals that are here that are growing, the rock that is growing, all of that is living. And you're guessing that you are getting very close to the elemental plane of Earth.
Fun.
Fun for me, yes. So much so that it is becoming questionable about the path that you all are taking. You get to a divide between two. There's one that is water that goes out. You can hear a little bit of a waterfall on the other end. And then there is another one where the water veers off to the right, but it is going around your destination. The research has shown that there was an old dwarven stronghold here. When the Sundering happened, all the dwarves went into hiding. That's the reason there's only roughly 200 of them left in the world. It's because they went into their strongholds, and when the tides hit and took away even some of the underground rivers and stuff like that, tides flooded into the below and into where all of the dwarven people hid and turned a lot of them. And there's been a lot of problems with that over the years. But their stuff is left behind. And specifically coming here, you were looking for, you said something to scribe or chisel the new staff you're creating, right?
I'm here looking for materials to help craft this new staff. One of which is something that a rust monster wouldn't have been able to destroy, so it's harder than metal.
And are you making a brand new staff or adding on to the one you have?
I'm turning this staff into something else because
so like
as a
cutting the
staff
top
nexus,
off
I
and
can do that.
Building onto. Okay, great. I'm so not excited for this. And he has not told me any of the spells or anything he's adding to the staff. I have no idea what this thing is yet. I know Drew saw it, and it was like a kid in a candy store. So, with that said, you knew there was an area here underground.
Literally.
That is a lake under the water, or sorry, under the surface. The water is stagnant. There are stalactites and stalagmites growing through here. But there was an old boat that was used here to traverse this lake underground to get to the kingdom or the underground castle to sell goods. Upon getting to the dock with the two splits out of the river, there is sure enough, a boat here. Are any of you able to sail or row significantly? Like you're decent at it to cut down time.
The only thing I have is pilot lore.
I'll let you do that, but it'll be at a higher check.
Okay.
Because it's still naval to a point, but not perfect.
Right.
And you're going across a lake. It's not an ocean.
Yeah. Let's see. If it's like a rowboat or something, apparently it can also use athletics. Like, how big is this?
It is a 4-person. Think Sea of Thieves. It's like the 2-person boat. It's about that large.
About a sloop?
Mm-hmm. It's like a sloop. Small below deck. Big enough to have space to store stuff on. Because you didn't know how long you'd be down here. You brought gear. I'm assuming you brought a magical pack animal or something along those lines. Can you summon pack animals or anything like that, Drew?
Well, I can cast
floating disc? Or floating disc. It's not called tensors anymore. My bad.
I don't actually have floating disc because that spell kind of sucks now. At least I think it
not
does.
heightened. It doesn't.
Maybe you would have picked it up before we left, knowing that we were going to be going somewhere where we can't have metal companions like my Steam Stallion.
Yup.
Well,
he's like, okay,
have...
let's go. And I'm like, can we maybe not take my Steam Stallion? Because I spent a lot of money on that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, no. I have Phantom Steed. I've had it since...
Oh, then we can use
Okay.
that. You could put the saddlebags on it, Phantom Steed your way down here. That's perfect.
Yeah.
We'll even say you've modified it to make like a lizard or something so it can make through the smaller passages and stuff like that. So when you get to this boat, yes, there are oars. There are a couple. It's not the best. It is a bigger boat to have to row by yourself, but you could do it. There's no breeze through here. You would guess that they would be using spells to produce wind to move the boat here. That would be how they normally would do it. But you could row it. It's just going to be very difficult to row by yourself. Sloops are kind of large.
Okay, well...
I also have Gust of Wind.
Is that Voss saying that or Drew? As you guys get to the boat.
That's me.
On this lake. With 2 ways to go. One sounds like there's a minor waterfall.
We knew that we were going to be using a boat to do this, right?
Well, you were hoping there was one here. Otherwise, you guys would be in a pretty bad situation. The rumors and the information you've gathered says that there are boats here. And sure enough, there are ones that are sunk during the tides, or during the sundering. There are ones that are in bad repair, but you find one that is stable and waterworthy.
Okay.
So Voss, Nora kind of like rolls up her sleeves and she's like, am I rowing us? How are we doing this?
Hang on a minute, love. So, I mean, I can give us a pretty solid push, but
You can push and she
do it
can steer.
twice. Well, gust of wind is it only lasts for 1 turn.
Okay. Can you cast at a higher level? Make it do more. Is there a level?
No, there's no heighten for it.
It's not a cantrip.
No, it's a first level spell.
Well, you could have stayed here overnight and packed it full and got all your first level spells with it. All but like 1. I'm fine with that. There's no real duration on this trip other than food. Assuming you brought about 2 weeks worth of food with you.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
All right. So then I will allow you to use Arcane, and she can assist with Athletics. Because you're directing the wind. So the cool thing about piloting ships in PF2 is the skill that you're using should be tied to, like, you're using magic. That means you can use magic to try to steer the ship using wind. And she can assist using Athletics, or vice versa. So if her Athletics is higher than your Arcane, whoever wants to do it. Or she can use Pilot and use Intelligence and navigate.
I mean, my pilot lore is higher than my athletics, for sure.
So what's your Pilot?
My pilot lore is 20.
What's your Arcane?
17.
So I would say you should assist her.
Okay. I rolled a 15, so that's a 32 for me.
Okay, you need a 20. That's a crit, so you get to add your bonus. So what are you, a master?
In Arcana, no, I'm only trained.
So you get a plus
so
4.
I only get... I think it's a +2.
Oh, 2. Yeah, sorry, +2.
Yeah.
Not 4.
Yeah, plus
Right,
2. So with that bonus, I will say with me eating her, I'm like, so I think what you should do is you should start us rowing so that we're moving, and then I'll cast the spell so that we'll get more out of it, so to speak, because it's going to be less effective if we're going from a standstill to get us moving.
Okay, well, with my pilot lore, I got a 36. So, while Voss is... Well, I rolled a 14 on the die. So, as we're kind of going, Nora's like, all right, and she just starts kind of mapping things out in her brain, and maybe a little bit of a flashbacks from when there was water.
Oh,
and she would take her wife. She'd take her wife out on like a nice little excursion on like the lake.
I forget how old you are. Abandon are almost like elves in this setting. Like a pre-knowledge, like they are almost like elves. So as you are navigating through and you're casting wind, Voss, I need to know, what did you get a total of, Kelly?
I got a 36.
Oh, okay. You only need to use 3 first level spells to get you through across the lake successfully with her navigating and making through. It takes you a chunk of the day. This lake is large and it is dark. Now, you could store all of your metal belongings on this boat. You know what I'm saying? You could bring stuff with you. But once you get into the Rust Monster Den, I would not recommend bringing it, which is something you guys have all agreed on. And I think the camera kind of cuts you sailing through these stalactites.
So, like, I have my staff with me right now. I'm just going to leave it on the boat.
Yes, you probably have light on right now so you all can see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's 60 foot out with 60 foot of dim illumination, which is huge. 120 is big.
Yeah.
But you can see creatures crawl away from you. You're so deep that the light, they don't want to be near it. And there are these glowing bioluminescent like bugs and the stalactites that crawl around it to not be hit by the light. And in the water, there are some large things swimming along, but with that daylight comes out, they stay away. And it is water. Voss, do you take any of the water to test as well, out of curiosity? Or do you not care? Since you guys have access to water.
I mean, since there's actually freestanding water down here, I'm guessing it's not good, but I'll toss a bucket down and take a sample, yeah.
So you take a bucket and you pull it up, and when you do, the water in the bucket looks clean, but the bottom is black, like a layer, like a poured shot, where the part at the top is clear, the bottom is black.
Almost like the light's pushing it down to the bottom.
You could give me a arcane check if you'd like, or an occult. Occult probably makes more sense. Or occult, as the shirt says.
This is not about anything.
Hopefully it's out during this episode.
God damn. I said I'm guessing this is not an oddities thing, so I'm not adding that bonus.
Oh, no, yeah, you could absolutely do oddity for this. 100%. I'm fine with that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 41.
What is left behind is pure, clean water, and the tides have settled.
So it's like silt.
Yes.
Okay, hang on. So this is like concentrated tides at the bottom of it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't go all the way down. I wasn't like Mark Twaining it. Like, I just pulled it off the surface.
Assuming
so, like,
you did this somewhere near the beginning of it and dunked a bucket and took some out.
I think Nora just kind of looks at Voss's expression. She just sighs and she pulls out her detective's kit from her satchel of holding.
Because you're going to want to know how good the water is at the bottom, is like bottom on up, like where you could get it from. So you're going to test near the shores and probably test near the middle. And that first bucket you pull up, it settles. Like after it sits for a little bit, all the darkness just kind of falls. And the water looks crystal clear and pure.
Nora's just handing, like I said, she kind of sighs, pulls out the detective's kit, starts pulling out little vials for Voss to use for his sample collections.
Sure. Thanks, mate. Yeah, he'll go through, like, is it indeed
drinkable?
Yeah.
Yes, it's drinkable.
Nora. I think this is pure.
Do you think maybe there's something in the water that's helped filtering it, since your research indicated that we're near the elemental plane of Earth? Maybe there's something in the rocks or the sand that acts like a filter or a trap?
Maybe. I mean, well, it's not even that. Like, I pulled up a bucket of it and it just kind of all sank to the bottom.
Right, when there's silt or sand, it normally sinks to the bottom. So I'm thinking maybe the sand is acting as some sort of filter.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but there wouldn't have been any sand where I just dunked it in the water. There wasn't any. I didn't pick up any of the beach underneath.
When a boat sails or moves and you're using oars to push off shore, it would kick up the bottom.
It'd kick up the bottom, and we don't know. We also don't know how large these particulates are. They may have been like something you would normally
separate it if you'd like to separate it.
That's why I'm handing you like multiple tubes.
You could basically bucket one into. I mean, there's multiple buckets on this fucking ship. Like, it's a boat made for water. Like, they are made to bail shit when it goes south. So if you want to separate it over the course of the day of sailing, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, you separate it. I need a nature roll.
Not my strong suit, but
nope. You can assist each other if you want. I'm fine with that.
30. Roll an 18.
Let me give you an assist, since I'm helping you with
sure,
talking about silt and filtration, and you're like, that's not possible, and I'm like, well,
nature, yeah, you can use nature as well.
I got 16 on the die, so I got 32. So I create. I'm like trained, so you get +2.
I'm going to start a research piece for this. We're not going to finish it during the side quest, but because you're going to need a place to study it.
Right.
But you started research. The silt that you pull out, the muck, it is heavier than tides. Tides float, right? This stuff is heavy, like you dropped like mud into water. Something is taken the tides, stuck it to actual dirt, which causes it to filter down to the bottom. And it contains whatever the bleak is within the mud, stopping the water from being dirty. It's basically purified the water, like a filtration system, which until today has never been done. No science, no magic, nothing has been able to purify bleaked water. You have to make new water.
Nora, if this is doing this to water, what's to say that we could smear some mud on somebody's face and pull bleak out of it?
I was actually kind of thinking the same thing.
And you said your nature check was a what? A 30?
30. I rolled an 18.
It's a 30. It's a 32 because I crit with my success with my.
Perfect. Okay. Nothing is saying you couldn't do that. You are 100% correct. As the boat continues sailing for the day, as you both contemplate what you should be doing with this, because I highly doubt you're going to stop what you're here for to research this, other than mark it on the map and maybe come back or send a team to research it. As the director of Expanse. So as it goes dark and all they see is the light kind of trail away into the darkness, are you going to go towards the waterfall or around the long way? The waterfall doesn't sound loud. It sounds like a small one.
Problem is the water that we're on falling, or is it falling into the water we're on? Because I don't want to jungle cruise this shit.
I need a perception check.
Well, I mean...
Or a nature. Actually, I lied. It'd be a nature check.
All right.
25 for nature.
I got a natural 20 for a 36.
So calling back to your old days of sailing, back with your wife and when Kristoff was a kid, it is going down. It only sounds like about a 6-foot drop. Boat could make it. If you get enough speed, the boat can make that fall without breaking.
Then I got lost. Sounds like it's going down, but it's more of a... Definitely not White Rapids, more like if you decided to go inner tubing or something like that back, back in the day.
Well,
that's actually what Nora says, though, like inner tubing back in the day. Remember?
Yeah, I guess vulcanized rubber would existed then. That's true, actually. Yeah.
Lazy river.
Right.
The boat should be able to handle it. You just need to pick up some speed.
Right. The problem is, mate, when we try to come back.
I mean, the map shows this way, and there's the long way. The long way takes like 3 days of sailing. This will get you to where your destination in 1 day. So you could maybe take the long way back. You don't know. There's no real height maps. The travel says that people went straight, and that's where the fall is. For when they used to use this as a trade route. And there's old buildings along the side of this place when you show up, like a boathouse, along with a couple buildings, but they're all pretty dilapidated. They're built of wood. They were not built of stone here, so someone brought stuff down to build. There's one stone building that was still intact. Searching it, there is nothing there of value. The place has been looted many times over. So
they think it's not valuable, but we just found something potentially very valuable.
Found some fucking wood.
Yeah, you did find. There's numerous boats. I would say there are a total of 7 boats in different pieces of disarray. This is only seaworthy craft, and you had to go get oars from one of the other boats.
This is your expedition, so if you want to take the 3 extra days, it's fine. I don't...
You have 2 weeks of food for Voss, because you don't eat.
Right. That's kind of where she's trailing off with it. Like, I don't...
I mean... It seems silly to try and risk the ship when we could take time and not... Like, if this fall fucks up, then we're screwed.
You could sail near it and check it out. There's no real current here.
If there's no current, then I would say we can just go closer to the waterfall and see what it looks like. If there's no way for us to climb back up.
It's basically a day across the lake, and then there's a split, like right near there, and then maybe a quarter of a mile that you're sailing to get to the fall, or you start going the other way, your choice. So you can do the quarter mile and head back if you needed to.
It might be rocky enough for us to be able to pull the boat up on the way back. We don't know. We don't know who else has been here. We can just check it out.
And we can. We're not strong enough to pull this boat up rocks, though.
Well, the reason I'm saying for us to check it out is to see if maybe other people who have been down here have set up a similar pulley system.
Right, that's true. Yeah.
All right.
There might be some sort of
why
lock.
Nora's here. Check. So
is it a lock? Is that what they used to call them?
This would be too small to be a lock. But yeah, there are locks in Cadra. There are actual
similar.
locks in Cadra for tides. They made some.
It'd be something similar.
Yeah, sort of. You're going to go check then? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we'll do that.
So when you sail close to it, then there becomes a little bit of a underground current, but very slow, enough to where like you can put an oar against the wall and stop this ship from going, or put it in the muck. It's very shallow here. This is a shallow bottom boat. Like there is a below deck, but it's a crouch style. Like there's not a lot of room. It's mostly storage. And when you put it to a stop and you shine your staff out over the water, sure enough, there's a fall that goes down. And next to the fall, there is higher up a set of stairs carved into the unhewn stone that goes down next to it. So you could like take stairs down. There's a little path, and there's a ladder here of wood, not the best shape, that you climb up to that and climb down. And sure enough, there is a pulley system mounted into the ceiling, and there is a net that you would put your boat on and lower it down. Up to you if you're willing to risk that, but it is how you would get it back up. So I don't know if you want to use it both ways. If you want to give me a craft roll, I could give you an idea of the condition it's in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, check the integrity of this thing.
I will try to assist. I assisted with a 24, so that's not a crit, but I assisted with 24.
I don't even need to be here, Eric. It's just
No, I'm helping you. I'm helping you.
No, I know. So 30
plus 1.
34 then with Nora's assist.
34. It is okay. It may break. It would work once. If you have the mending spell, you could repair this and make it functional.
I do have mending.
Do you have it memorized? Otherwise, you'd have to take a rest.
I do not
do it on the way back.
I do not have it memorized because I did Gust of Wind twice.
Well, Gust of Wind's level 1, right?
Yeah.
What other spell? No, we said you memorized a bunch of Gust of Winds in case you needed them.
Yeah, 2. I memorized 2 because I can burn 2 and then recall 1.
I forgot you can do that.
But can you prepare mending as an upcast? Because I would have suggested that in case we needed to use them on the boats we found.
I'd be fine with that.
Let me check.
Well, you just do it as a second level spell instead. Fill in your second level spell slots with the upcasted version of mending.
How big is the boat? Is it 2 bulk or less?
No, way over. But you'd be patching holes in it.
That's what I thought.
You'd be patching holes. You couldn't mend the whole thing. But if you can get me 2 mending spells, I would say you could repair this into a almost brand new functioning piece.
We'd have to rest. So if I take,
you could anchor the boat here if you wanted. It's
only
a day.
Would one casting of mending be able to fix the pulley system if it broke for some reason?
If it broke, like destroyed it, that would be a lot harder. It's intact right now.
Okay.
If it separated it, that would be it would be a craft check and everything else involved for it. So you could rest here for a day really quick, memorize those spells, and mend it. I'm fine with that. You have the food for it.
Yeah, we can do that.
Especially because even if we stay 2 days, if we stay the 1 day, we're still cutting a day off of our trip. We're potentially cutting 3 days off our trip by being able to use the waterfall route to come back.
You got it.
It's true. Oh, wait a second. Actually, yeah, we can say... That's the one I normally have memorized.
This I'll pre-prep. You don't worry about it. You could have had mending. I'm fine with that. If
I'll
Nora
say,
just went, take mending, and you went, why? And she went, this is why. And you went, okay. I'm fine with you having it.
Yeah, we'll do mending because I forgot I have my staff, and Magic Missile is in there, so I don't need to memorize that.
So how many times? You're going to take it twice then? Because you need it twice to repair this totally.
Well, you said I have to use Gust of Wind 3 times in order to get across the lake? Mm-hmm. So I would only had it once then.
I'm going to say this one more time. Use second level spell slots and memorize it. It doesn't matter. You're going to take a rest anyway. You can swap them out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
Because then they're a better version. Because I think Mending has an upcasted version.
That's why I was asking, like, if Mending has an upcast.
So
fucking use a 4th level. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, because heightened third, you can target a non-magical item of 2 bulk or less, or a magical item of 1 bulk or less.
And parts of it are magical. So do a 3.
I would need to use a 3rd level spell.
To permanently fix it, yeah. Do a 3rd. I would do a 3rd and a 2nd and be done. Fix the areas that are broken, and now you have a permanent pulley system in and out of this place. And it is
Which would
made
definitely-
for two people to
Cool.
operate it. Basically, one person does the winch, the other person hooks everything up. You guide it out, it floats over, you lower it down, make sure the back doesn't get hit. And there's a channel that the pulley rides on along the ceiling to take you away about 20 foot
And then lower it back down.
and then lower yourself back down.
Got it. Yeah, I'll burn a second and third level spell for
And
that.
it's chains, not rope. To hook the boat. Like it's like a
So it's a
leather
chain
and chain
winch.
system, so it holds weight well.
Like the one you'd find at like a harbor. It's actually put
With
the
your
boat
craft
on a
check,
trailer.
it's dwarven crafted.
Neat.
It's well made.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Done.
So you spend that, get it set up, and continue your way on. As you make your way down this river, it's just wide enough for your boat, the single sail boat, to make it through. There's parts where you have to take the boat sail in and oar your way through, and you start to notice some of the statues that are carved into the walls. Like parts of them are damaged from the sundering, and then when you get closer where you need to be, there was a metal gate, almost like a sewer
Portcullis.
grate is what it would look like, but very large to stop an aqueduct, and it is rusted through. There's like nothing left but like you can see where the holes were where they bolted this thing in. You know you're on the right path.
Right. This is
Water is still clear though, and you get
The other thing
past
about
this
having that
area.
pulley system. Sorry,
What's
just
that?
the other
No.
thing that would be good about having that pulley system is that if we do come back here, that's going to make research a lot easier for whoever we send down.
And as you guys make your way through and break in, that is when your staff flickers and the tides hit hard. As you've went down further, like you've been going downstream for part of this, like little steps down. And the tides hit hard, and the water here is dark, but it's still pure. And it seems like the tides themselves, the dark tides, are floating above the water. They cannot get in. And they can't seem to crack the wall, and it is the equivalent to stagnant water, but it is the tides that are trapped. How strong is your staff's light?
the continual flame on it is not strong, but I would have cast light on it.
I need to know first the continual flame, which is what you had up this whole time through here until you cast the spell.
No. I would have cast light on it because
How long does that last?
I think it's till I cast it again.
I would like to know that.
Until the next time you make your daily preparations.
Okay. Cool. So how strong is that one?
It's a level 10 because I'm level 10.
Okay.
It'd be level 5.
Or sorry, no, it's a level 5.
Okay. It's the highest level spell you can cast, not your level.
This is the second
No,
real
it's-
reason why Voss brought me along.
Math? So
Illumination.
Oh, illumination. I forgot about
Well, no, heightened fourth is like basically it makes it a 5th level spell, but it's a cantrip. But I don't use a spell slot. So yeah, it's a 5th level spell.
I understand that. So as it starts to flicker, you feel it compress the light down. What is the distance that your staff goes on? Is that the 60 with that spell on it with
It's
light?
60 bright, like 60 dim.
The dim goes away and it goes 30-30. It goes 30 bright
Okay.
light, 30 dim. As it compresses it, I rolled a 15 on the die. I was 2 points away from being able to dispel your spell. Nothing is moving in it. Normally in tides, you immediately start hearing things swimming around it. There's nothing. It is just the tides. The boat hits an area and you guys are able to dock. So, I'm going to take us to the cam, to the actual map. Guess found out stuff I wasn't expecting. I didn't know how good your rolls would be with nature. I was expecting low rolls, but good job. You
I
show up.
picked up nature after I got my plant, man. I got to know how to feed it.
I'm going to dim down your vision here unless you have a way to get rid of tides. Okay? I don't think you do. I'm going to move the boat here. I'm going to dim this down to 30-30. If you find a way to dispel or get rid of this stuff, I will bump it back up. But you're now at 30-30.
is the 30-30 because of Illumination?
No, the 30-30 is because the tide's compressing his 60-60.
Okay, because
It
when in
cuts
the
it in
tides,
half.
light is upgraded to the next step.
From you?
Yeah, because I have Illumination.
Oh,
feat.
shit. Never mind. You get to keep your 60. So how does that look for you? How does it
So
look? What stops it? Because I don't know if we've had this actually happen yet, have we?
We've talked about it, like how she focuses her daylight when she shoots it out every once in a while.
Yeah.
So like as I think what happens is like as the light starts to dim, Nora kind of like sighs and she starts like unbuttoning her clothes a little bit, and that's when Voss sees that telltale shimmer of the stained glass shards.
Is it just
It's
on the
almost
one
like
side
sand.
of you?
It's like all over. Like it's some of it's her face, but most of it's like her neck and her forearms. Like her forearms like this because
okay.
she remembers trying to prevent the stained glass from hitting her in the face.
Oh, that's right. So you basically is your jacket and clothes made to show that stuff now? Like, did you have it retailored?
She had it
'Cause,
retailored
like, the
to make it
lapel
easier for her
unbuttons
to.
And then like
Yeah.
roll up the sleeve, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you had
So-
like an unbuttoned sleeve, like if this whole area like unbuttoned and you could button it up to your shoulder, or if the sleeve just comes off.
I think she would have probably done it so the sleeve comes off.
Okay. So you got buttons at the top. You
It's like an old doublet. You just untie it and pull it off.
And you pull it off, fold it up, and put it in a pocket.
Yeah.
One bare sleeve, Todd. Get on the artwork for that. I need glimmering arm, one
It's fucking
sleeve.
dope.
That is so cool. So and you said yours aren't shards. Yours is like little
It's
pieces
almost
of glass.
almost like sand, almost like glimmering
Gotcha.
sand.
Gotcha.
Like I hate to use Twilight with the shimmering, but it's kind of.
We won't
Wait,
use that word here.
Right.
Kelly, can you cast light, or is this your own power, or do you just make light brighter?
This is
Heritage.
my racial feat. It just
Okay,
makes
so
light brighter.
Here's what happens. That goes off as like, oh right, I'm not gonna be able to take this with me out there. Nora.
As Nora just like rips off her sleeve.
Nora, I'm gonna recast this, but I'm just gonna cast it on some of your glass. Does that make sense?
I'm already on it. Already
Yes,
on it.
that-
God damn it. God damn it. All right, fine. 60 and 60 it is on her. Save.
Okay.
Let me change yours to just vision. Turn off your light. And then you have a vision instead, so you can see in it. There you go.
Okay.
Total turn of
And I'll leave
events,
my
not what I
staff
expected.
on the boat.
And so I'm assuming you pack everything on the boat, and then do you anchor it in the middle so nothing can get to it easily?
Yes. Yeah.
What is all of your metal objects in? Like a wax sealed chest, so they can't smell it, something like that. You're smart.
Yeah.
You guys would have known this.
Yeah, we would have
Yeah.
put that together so that we had a place to store it.
So you open up one of the
wonder if
boxes
maybe
that's in there and like wax the inside of it.
And maybe we would have put like some vinegar or some baking soda in there too.
Yep. Vinegar and baking soda in it, and then you have. I'm gonna do a small flashback.
We'll probably leave like an incense burner.
Well, I will do a small flashback
Okay.
of you prepping for this to come here and going, okay, so rust monsters. And I'm going to say you guys are sitting in the, what is the name of our bar in Merrifield? The Alley? Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cat's Alley? Oh, God, I can't even remember now. It's been so long since we've actually done something in Merrifield.
Well, it's just the alley bar, isn't it?
The Alley Bar. That's right,
Yeah,
the
it's
Alley
the
Bar.
alley bar.
So you're at the Alley Bar, down the thin alley. It is you and Cynthia sitting having a drink, Voss, and talking about rust monsters. And she goes, oh, yeah, you don't want to go near them. That's the answer. You can't have any metal at all. I mean, you got to think deep about this. So, like, even if you have a stein with you that has metal rivets in it, you're doomed. They're coming for you. And they will kill you to take the metal. They can't just take it from you. Although I have, running from them before, thrown copper coins out to lead them away from me because it was more metal than I have. So you could bait them with large chunks of metal if you wanted. I've used chandeliers before to get away, but I don't wear metal armor for that reason when I'm doing any form of delving. It is, you're going to lose everything. bag of holding. I recommend that. Or at least something that is got a baking powder lining to it so they can't smell the metal. It works pretty well.
Right, so I'll make a chest that can hold my stuff once I get there. Well, our stuff. I think Nora's coming with me.
Oh, well, there is... You can burn something. It stinks to high hell. It's not as bad as sulfur. I've tried that. But you could burn willow bark with vinegar and some baking soda and a censer. I borrowed one from the True Faith, and I've used that before. But I have one. I'd be willing to let you borrow it.
That would be great.
10 gales.
Less great. But I'll pay
Rental
it.
fee. Excellent. She pulls it out, and you see that the True Faith symbol has been marred off of it, and there is a circle with arrows pointing in. Or no, sorry, out. Pointing out, like arrows pointing out.
Huh.
Can I get a religion check from you?
It's a 21.
She seems to be following one of the keepers. You've seen the symbol before, but not familiar with it. Cut back to us here.
Mm-hmm.
You see the sensor come out. Voss starts loading it up. Nora, can I get a religion check?
Yes.
I might have to pull her character sheet up during this.
I got a 32.
32. So
I rolled 16 on the die.
You've studied a lot. Your time with Marsden and dealing with her and what she does, she studies it a lot. So you got a decent amount of information. But that is a symbol of Vorg, but specifically for hunters.
Okay. Nora lets out a low kind of...
Now, old world, people worship the entire pantheon back in the day, like all the keepers for
Right.
different things. And hers is the symbol for hunting. So it's all the arrows with one large arrow in the middle showing that you're a hunter. That is the concept of that symbol. But Vorg right now is kind of in a hot seat. They're not friendly, and Vorg is known as the betrayer.
Yeah.
There is a small sect that know of him as the hunter, though.
I think that's why Nora just does like the sharp intake of breath through the teeth.
Yeah.
Versus completely flipping out.
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
What? Am I doing it wrong?
no, I
Put it in there and I burn it, right? I mean, that's what she told me.
Yeah, liquid goes around the outside edge.
Who
and
did
then
you
the
borrow this? Who did
fire
you get
embers
this
go in the
from?
middle.
By Cynthia.
Miss Shackelford?
Yeah. She said it would be good for warding them off. I think it used to belong to the True Faith. It's kind of been rubbed out. I think she did that. I don't know if she loves them or not. Anyway.
And then recarved.
That tracks, I guess. What would Nora know about Lysynthia? Like,
She was hired to protect the salt mines as part of the security group down there, specifically because she is one of the best at hunting down Akata and wiping Akata out. During the original invasion from the Akata, when the comet struck, she was in New Bolivar, and she is one of the first people to hunt them down. Once water was realized, salt water harmed them, she took it upon herself and the Shackelford security group to eradicate any Akata left or any of them hiding in the sewers, all of that. And afterwards, she has followed the trail of the comet out from city to city, ghost town to ghost town, eradicating Akata.
So,
and she saved you guys during the big two-headed version of it. She was there for that fight.
Right. So I guess, would Nora know of any criminal activities or anything like that she would go like, oh, she's a cultist?
Do you have lore of any form?
I have legal lore.
Give me a legal lore.
Okay.
I didn't even think about that. And you were stationed in New Bolivar, so you might know.
Yeah. That's a 37.
Yeah, she's been in jail about 3 times.
Oops.
Three, 4, she got bailed out. 2 of them were for occult activity. And they hunted her down, the True Faith did, and it was proven that she was just using items that she found.
Okay.
That she was not religious. She had no paraphernalia. She didn't wear any, nothing like that. But she's had one for Vorg. She had one for Anise. And then she had one with flaming sword as well, which
Okay.
mirrors the one on you.
One eye. Okay. So yeah, it wasn't like Nora's not being a hypocrite. It's more like just how much do we have to worry? So Nora kind of looks at it and she's like, just be really careful about showing that symbol around Voss. Miss Shackleford has a tendency to use the best tool for the job. But she
That's why I asked it.
she follows the old ways
She
that
does.
we used to before
I mean,
the Sundering.
No.
So
No.
it's
you do that too, don't you?
I know, that's why I'm saying.
Do you though?
I had a year to get rid of that symbol, and instead I picked up nature.
Oh, never mind. Yep, she does.
So that's why Nora's kind of like crossing it. But that's why that's why Nora's kind of crossing her arms and being like, no,
Note
I
to
know.
self.
That's why I'm not being a hypocrite, but I'm just giving you a heads up.
Right. Yeah. I get
It's-
it. Right. So.
So just turn it around so no one can see it while we're walking around.
So Voss, as you light it up, sure enough, it smells that pungent vinegar. It reminds you of your mother pickling stuff growing up. So the smell to you is probably fantastic. Nora, I don't know. Vinegar probably reminds you more of cleaning than anything else,
Yeah.
not eating.
Yeah.
For me in real
Add
life, it
some
reminds
dill
me
to
of my
this.
father. My father in real life worked at a vinegar plant, so I know this smell vehemently.
In real life, it reminds me of cleaning. So
Yeah, right. No, so the smell is strong, and the baking soda bubbles up, and it hits the wood that is soaked, and it burns that, and there's this acrid smoke that kind of not acrid. Yeah, I guess it would be kind of acrid smoke that comes out. To you, it smells great. It smells like wet bonfire.
Add some dill to this. You can make actually some really nice
God.
grain
So
alcohol.
it's that's horrible. That's horrible.
I'll have to
That's
remember that when
horrible.
I get out.
No.
Talk to
So
throw
it's
some lemon
horrible.
juice and some baking soda, and you can scrub out a lot of stains with that.
Also that.
So it
All
goes
right.
out about 50 foot for you, right? I will also
I think
give
we said
you-
25.
Yeah, but oh yeah, sorry, 25 foot. I will also say
It's a
that
radius.
the smell is bad. Yep, it does not smell great. And is there anything else you all want to do before searching this place? I do need a research roll to see how much of this map you know, like how much you found in old text.
Is that a cult?
Would it be or society?
History.
Well, there's no
So
real.
that falls under society.
Okay.
Yeah.
Voss, since we're tag teaming this together, and this was during our downtime, that would have been like my investigation.
Yeah.
So, where are you at with society in terms of?
I have a 17 because I'm trained in it.
Oh, I've got a 16 because I'm trained in it, but with my thing,
That's
it
the
becomes an
smoke
18.
Okay, so
With
I'll
my
assist
pursuit
you
lead.
then.
Okay.
I got a 22,
Okay.
so that I assist you.
I got 34.
Okay. There we go.
Like we're just pouring over our maps and stuff, like
Yep,
before we
yep.
head out.
Yeah, and you kind of unroll them and lay them out, look at them, and like everything is leather. I'm assuming you guys double checked, no metal with you. Keep that in mind. I don't know what you're bringing for weapons if you don't have metal. I'm assuming Voss is using magic, and you're just gonna beat the shit out of stuff if something happens.
I
My hand-
I
yeah, my
brought
hand
I
wraps
brought an
are-
extra. Go ahead.
My hand wraps are basically fashioned as leather gloves with
Yeah.
no metal on them. So
Yep. What about you, Voss?
I just brought a regular staff, like
Wood?
a regular wooden staff. Yeah.
So immediately on the outside edge, you start to see creatures crawl up and around, and they start crawling out of the hole that is in front of you here, like so.
Okay.
okay.
You can hear them clamoring up and looking around because there's noise, but they don't come near you. In the background, in the distance, you can see piles of rust around the crystals.
Okay.
Okay.
How would you like to proceed? They're also in the front over here where the boat would also be able to dock. There is a ramp up into another section. You know, on what was your total check you guys had?
For the map was a 34.
You know that there are at least 3 other rooms in a big open section. This used to be an area where you would wait for the dwarves to open the pathway to head into their kingdom. So you would basically wait here for a dwarf to show up. He would check you for who you are. They would open a path, and you'd make your way through.
Okay.
Where that secret path is, you don't know. Rumor is they open parts of the wall and bring you in through shaping stone. That is the rumor. That is the myth and the legend from like 400 years ago.
Check.
So there is a path over there as well, but the crystals have rust around them. And they don't move into this. They kind of mill about and they kind of move, but they don't come into the smoke, and they just start walking around.
Well, Voss, you said you would know it when you see it.
Yep.
Are you looking through their excrement, their remains?
It's gonna be. Kind of points to the rust. He's like, it's probably gonna be over there someplace.
So move yourselves where you'd like to go then, and I will move the creatures out of the smoke.
Okay, so if we're gonna move,
Rust is
I'm probably
here.
moving.
yeah, Rust is here.
Here. Those are the rust areas around the crystals.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, you just
Yeah, we
They're
should probably go this
very-
way then and stay along the
Coast?
water line.
Okay. So if you do that, these things scurry. One climbs onto the wall and crawls around to get away from you. This one crawls back this way, and you see it slide through a hole behind the crystals. Your passive perceptions are definitely high enough to see that. This one wanders away as well as you move up.
okay.
So we'll move up to the rust itself. I want to make sure that there's no eggs or anything in here. I don't know how they reproduce, if it's eggs. Or larva or what.
They are eggs, you are correct. But there's none up here. If they're crawling out of this hole, you're guessing their den is down below.
Okay, cool.
And there is rain, or not rain, but water dropping from the ceiling here. So like the rust that's here is like muddy and nasty, but there is water dropping down from the ceiling. So there must be a second river or water bed above.
Okay.
Okay.
It's good to know.
Can I get a occult roll from both of you, separate? This is not assisting, for these creatures as they are peering in.
Nat 20.
Oh, don't even roll, Kelly.
Okay, I was like,
You can
I
tell that
already
their
prepared
shells
you.
are oil slicked, like they've been bleaked. Their eyes are pure black, and their tendrils, when they wave them about, you can see little wisps of tides follow their tendrils. Whatever these things are, they've definitely been hit by the tides, but they did not die from it. Which, you know, sometimes you just get an ailment, a curse, or a disease. What they have, you don't know. But they do not enter the light doesn't seem to be affecting them that much, but they do enter. They won't enter the smoke. And when you see the one in that crack in the wall that it went through, peering through, their eyes are like milky white. So whatever they do, they don't see anymore.
Oh, so wait, that one's eyes specifically are milky white? Because you said
That's the only one that's been
everybody
close
else's eyes
enough
are
for you
black.
to see as you move up. They're black and you see like milky white over top of it.
Okay.
So sifting through rust.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Give me a perception check for each of you.
Knowing that if Voss points out that they're bleaked, then I'm going to pull out a separate pair of gloves
Okay.
for Voss.
To sift
Because
through.
we don't know if their excrement includes bleak.
There's not a lot of excrement. So basically, when rust monsters hit it, they
he
rust
brought leather
metal.
gloves already.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't
They
sure.
rust
so.
the metal. It's not really excrement. It's left behind what they can't eat. They eat it up, and whatever's left, they kind of leave remnants of rust behind.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't sure, like, once they eat the rust, if it, or the
They're
metal, it goes
probably
through their digestive
walking on
process.
it. They're probably walking like bat guano. It's probably
It's like
everywhere.
the extra powdered
Okay.
cheese off of Cheetos.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
everywhere.
okay.
Mac and
It
cheese
just sticks
packets.
to your boots. But you do notice the black, it is wet here. So you're walking in a little bit of like mud. Not thick, but you know, a good quarter inch,
a little
eighth inch, so
slick.
it's slippery.
Yeah.
Combat will be difficult if combat breaks out. So sifting through it, what did you guys get for your perceptions?
I got a 33.
Okay, that's good.
I rolled a 19.
And do you detect magic up?
Yes.
I got 39.
With detect magic, the first thing you notice is the crystals glow.
This is my investigation, boss. You said whatever looks good. I'll know it when I see it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is why you're here.
So the first thing you notice is there's no glow in the rust left behind. Whatever it was is destroyed. If there is any magical residue left behind, it's gone. But the crystals do glow. Specifically this one, and in the distance, this big one has a very bright glow.
Sorry, which one? I didn't see the ping.
The big one.
This one's glowing.
Yep. Here,
That big one, and then what's the which other one?
Here, this is probably. Let me change my camera color here. I'll make it easier for you. This one here is glowing, and this one here is glowing, from what you can see. And they all have a faint glow, but those two are the strongest right now.
Arcana.
Yeah. And I will put the glow here. For
Nat 20 again.
I do need a cam die. I don't believe you.
Dude, it's
You roll more nat 20s than anybody else in the show.
Listen.
Lately,
they're all
don't
coming
move the
out
camera.
during the side quest. They're all coming out during the side quest so that when we play live, he gets
dies.
fucked.
yeah, exactly.
So nat 20. Okay.
Thanks for putting that out in the universe, Kelly.
It happens.
As you focus it, it's necromancy. And you notice a silhouette of a person in the crystal. Full size.
I'm sorry, what?
Yep. Silhouette of a person in the crystal, full size.
I'm gonna ask in Hallow.
This would be a small person. This is probably a medium over here.
Okay. Hello.
No answer.
What would I have seen with my 30?
You notice that those things are moving about, and with a 30 as well, you can see light, right? When something is living.
I can see when something is living.
There's no light given off from these things.
There's no light given off from the...
There's no like visual light. Like as you kind of like put your hand over your arm for a second to kind of redirect light so you can see, they don't give off that candle light that normally a soul would give.
Okay. So then knowing that, I'm going to extend my imprecise undead sense.
Yeah. There is undead in the large one, not in the small one.
Okay. So just to clarify, the rust monsters aren't giving off light?
They don't either because of the bleak. They don't give off any light either right now.
Okay. So.
Normally they would give off candlelight. They are a living creature normally. Imprecise, you would notice that they give off undead.
All right.
So
I think that's what triggered it. Was like, they're not going, oh shit. And then she does the undead sense. And then as she's looking around, she sees the things in the crystals as well.
Yep.
So about the same time as she's doing it, I'm like, so Nora, there's a picking up some type of soul in the crystal in front of us, and there's a bigger one in that red one behind us.
The one behind us is there's some sort of undead presence there. In addition, all these rust monsters are also undead. They're not throwing off light, and when I extend my other senses, they're not living. The one in front of us, I don't sense anything, so I don't know if that's just like an illusion or an echo. But we need to be on our guard. This is definitely not what Nora was expecting.
Eric, I'm going to move around the rock to here to get next to the crystal.
Okay, so when you're next to the crystal, there is a silhouette of a smaller person in it. You can see the bone and the skin have been separated, and crystals kind of grown between on the bone. Think of like the old rock candies you would make. It looks like that is grown to the bone and out of the skin. Whatever it is dead in this one. There are items on it. You'd have to break the crystal.
Was I seeing the silhouette of the dead body, or was I seeing a silhouette of a soul?
The silhouette of the dead body, and it glows. Because you're seeing the crystal inside of it that's growing off of it glow as you get closer.
So is the crystal glowing? Is the body glowing, or the items it has on it?
From
glowing
your
with the
roll,
tech
like I
magic?
said, the crystal growing out of its body glows. The main crystal is just crystal. The big one surrounding it is crystal, but the stuff growing off its bone glows. Do you want to check the other one?
I'm gonna cast
This
Talking
music is
Corpse.
amazing. You have to touch it to do that.
Boss, just hold on a second. I'm gonna go back. Well,
You can walk
No,
back,
never
but you're the light.
no, I was going to walk back, but I don't want to leave him alone in case anything happens.
Gotcha.
What do you
go
think?
with you.
Boss, I have 5 coins of talking corpse in my satchel.
Oh, I just do it.
Yeah, but you have to
Right.
touch
It
it.
doesn't cost me.
With this, you don't have to. You can just put him on the eyes.
You can't get
On
to
the
the
eye
face.
socket.
You have to break
I
You
it.
can't
can't
get
get
to
to
the
the face.
face? Okay.
Yeah, it's inside the crystal.
All right, never mind then.
Or have a way to reach into the crystal. If you have, I don't know what you guys have. I'm just giving you options. You can start chiseling. You have time. We're not on a time delay. You could chisel. You just need to get into like the closest part. You just need to touch the skin to be able to do it. And specifically, you probably want the mouth to be able to move. Because Talking Corpse, the actual mouth moves.
That's gonna be way
But-
too much work.
But I will tell you
Especially-
again, there's no soul in that one, no spirit left in that body. It's dead,
Right.
dead, dead.
Right, there's the spirit is in this one.
Yep. It
Well,
wouldn't take that much time to crack crystal. Have you ever hit crystal?
yeah, with a metal hammer, maybe.
I know someone over here who has fist of fucking iron.
The third reason, Voss brought me his grievous blow.
True. Right, Hank. Well, all right. We'll get to this one in a sec.
Okay.
It's not why we're here. Come back around. Do we find anything in this
Nope.
rust pile?
Nothing. Nope. I already said there's nothing
Okay.
there. There's rust around each one of the crystals.
Yeah, so there's rust here, and then there's rust over here.
Just
And maybe
kind of
some
make our
rust
way
here as
around
well.
clockwise.
Okay. When you're
So-
doing that, can I get an investigation roll from Nora, please?
Yeah. Oof. I'm gonna hero point that with this because I rolled a 7.
I'm gonna move you guys
Okay.
real quick here.
That's a little
So I can
better.
do something.
I got a 32 for investigation.
32.
Yeah.
All of the rust that's around this, you're guessing these people died here or fought these creatures here, and something turned them into the crystal, and all of their materials are what the rust is you're seeing, like their adventuring equipment. There's enough rust here that you're guessing at least a dozen people have eaten it here.
Okay.
Maybe more if you go through the rest of the place. Like if this is just this room next to the den, God only knows. Because this isn't
Right.
the campsite. The campsite would be back through where
Here.
the boat could dock.
Okay. Then I tell Voss that it looks like I don't know if these bodies are necessary, or I don't know if these crystals are necessarily coming from bodies or where people fell, but the rust is the equivalent of some adventuring gear.
I mean, I kind of figured that. It didn't seem to be any other way it could have gotten down here.
Right, but it just looks like the way that the crystals are propped up. I'm wondering if maybe they sprang from there because bodies ended up being there. I'm wondering if maybe they
I
grew
see.
because they had something to grow from or grow into.
Oh, the organic material, you mean?
Give
Yeah.
me an arcane, boss.
Nora's like, I don't know, it just makes sense.
This would be a hard fucking check, bro. Because you have not dealt with anything like this before. And it's nowhere that you would have studied in your
Drew has an Athontia, but
I can't assist with this
I don't
one.
think so.
What I'm thinking is
just nope.
Roll
right,
your Arcana.
Throw your metagame in your asshole.
God damn it.
Do you want to spend a hero point?
I just did.
Oh.
That was worse. I
Okay.
had an 8. I rolled a 5. So that's a 22.
You need to
Arcana.
chisel a piece off to figure anything else out. If you could break off a piece of this crystal, I'll give you another check. Because that would be a change into why. You could like see inside of it, see what it looks like. So if you want to walk up to that red crystal and bust a piece, or you could do one of the blue ones, whatever you would like to do. I don't care.
I was gonna say, if Voss, if you want me to, I can try and break a piece off. I would just not grab it from this one.
Right.
Because that's where I'm getting the undead energy from.
Right. Well, we were moving over here, so let's check this rust pile, and maybe we'll grab one of these red crystals.
Since we're in exploration mode, you can sweep this entire area with your detect magic and that up. None of the rust glows. Only those 2 crystals have any magical energy. They're both from the crystal inside. One of them is undead. The other creature is just dead. No spirit left talking. If you wanted to do speak with dead, you would have to use it on the red crystal in this room. There's nothing besides creatures. And looking into the hole, it goes down deeper than your light.
Okay.
Great.
Voss, do you want me to grab a piece from this one then, since as far as we know...
I mean, you can break any crystal if you want. They're all similar. The only difference is the bodies in them.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'll just grab... Do you want me to roll athletics? Do you want me to do an attack roll?
Athletics is fine.
Okay.
You using your hands to do it?
Yeah.
Just brute fucking just... Ugh.
God.
Well, I mean, because
Or you
I
can
have
snap
pools...
kick it, whatever you want to do.
Well,
What's your strength?
my strength is a 14.
I would say kicking it or something then. Just give me an
Yeah.
athletics check.
I do snap
Like
kick
giving it the
then.
door boot. Or you can use a spell if he has a spell to break
That's
it
an
off and
18 on the
shatter.
die, so I got a 34.
So
for
you
snap
snap
kick.
off a small piece of it. It is... A 34 is only 2 higher than you need to break it.
Okay. Well, I was going to
So-
snap the suspenders if I needed to.
You
So.
break a piece off and hand it to him. And inside, you can see veins in it, like a human would have, like a living
Oh.
creature would have veins in it. But the
right.
veins in this one are dead.
Okay, good.
Give me another arcane roll here, Mr. Voss. I will give you a +2 with the new knowledge.
As I point out with my medicine, like these look like veins.
Yeah,
Like
they're
human
fucker.
veins.
Hero
Humanoid
point again.
veins.
All right, 2 hero points down. Welcome to Allie's land. She went through all of her hero points every side quest she's done.
Fucking give me something over a 10, please.
Out of 20s, dude, you spent them all.
I rolled a 1.
Looking at it, you have
okay.
nowhere in your studies seen anything like this.
Since I'm looking at it now, can I do a recall knowledge? I can't aid him.
It has to be arcane, but yeah, you can try.
Well, I can roll any recall knowledge
I know.
check with
I'm
my
just saying
class
it's
plus
arcane.
level.
I just don't know if you
So.
can get a high enough roll. Or what do you consider it in train then when you do this?
It just says for recall knowledge, I can just do it. I can just roll. I just get the bonus of my class plus my intelligence modifier.
You don't get train, expert, legend, master, none of that shit.
It's because it doesn't specify.
Didn't know.
Let me take a look.
So you're not considered trained in it, I don't think. But give me a roll. We'll see what you get. I'll tell you right now, without proper training, the chance of you knowing this is fucking next to nothing.
Okay.
Well, just see, you can actually see my lantern up here. Give me a roll. And then, Voss, would you like to do anything to the red crystal? That's going to be my question here. This music is so good.
Yeah, I got nothing. I'm like, I have no idea.
This
why
is
there's
beyond
veins in-
anything normal. Like, this
Yeah.
is not something, you are dealing with something extra planier. If there was a Zorn with you, maybe you would know.
Yeah, he's going to be the stop that we'll make when we get back.
Okay.
I guess we'll take this piece with us.
Okay, are you going to do anything to the red crystal?
Yeah.
you have the Shatter Spell? Do you have a Shatter Spell you can memorize if you get back on the boat?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't have that spell. I don't have Shatter.
Well, do you have any spells that could damage it? Otherwise, she's going to be trying to kick this red crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend snapping the suspenders for that.
I mean, I could throw an impaling spike through it.
If it is strong enough spell-wise, I would say it has a chance to break it. If you want to use that broken-ass spell. Would you actually, you wouldn't have had that spell at this time frame, would you?
Yeah, all the stuff that I'm doing is stuff that I had available to me during.
Yeah, this is during the year of
downtime.
downtime. I don't think you had impaling spike during that, Drew.
I did have Grievous Blow during the year of downtime, so if you want me to, I can try and aim a punch and then use Grievous Blow to ignore physical resistance. I mean,
Were we 8th level before that started, or?
So if you're going to do this, I think the combo of you damaging it somehow and her breaking it probably makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Force damage is what I think you would use. I don't think any, because you don't have Shatter, you said, which would have been like the ideal situation here, or rememorize.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Who knew Shatter Spell would be perfect right now?
Right. Wait, am I missing one?
wait till I hit 12th level and I can take Predicative Purchase.
No.
I was going to take it earlier, but I wanted to grab the Suspect of Opportunity first. So
We'll get into that danger zone when we get there. All right, Voss, what are you hitting it with?
I'm going to, because I don't have my staff, so I had to memorize these.
I figured you did that during your rest. Knowing.
Yeah,
or
no.
took a rest
so
on the boat
I'm
before you
going
came off of
to-
it.
Let's see, so I don't screw this up again. Heighten is +2.
sometimes.
So it's only gonna be 6 magic missiles.
Only 6.
Only.
If I had my 5th level spell slot, it would be 9.
So what does it look like, and how much damage does this do?
Let's see here.
Magic Missile is fucking
We're going to-
amazing in this edition.
I'm gonna throw.
3 action cast.
Yeah.
3
Wait,
action
that's actually
cast,
a
I
3rd
think.
level spell.
That's
That's
so
a 3rd level
much.
spell, not a 4th level spell.
Do it as a 4th. Or does it not make a difference for you?
Can't. No, heightened is it's a heightened +2, so it's a 1st, a 3rd
Every
level,
2.
or a 5th level spell.
Gotcha. All right. Still good. What you got? I'm worried that you're going to do more damage than this crystal has. Because of what this thing does. Because it does a D4 plus 1 force damage, which bypasses the hardness on this.
Yeah, so this is +6. So 10, 19, 21 points of damage.
21 points hits, and crystal cracks and breaks. Where are you shooting the magic missiles at on this thing? Like, the body is in it. One of the crystals has grown out from the arm that's out. The other one is back holding on to something on its hip, like it was going to draw, but it couldn't.
Are you trying to clear off its face so you can try and talk to it? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the...
So it cracks, and you see the spider web start. And I guess we need an athletics check to shatter a hole. You snapping suspenders?
I'm snapping suspenders for this.
I'm lowering the DC for it. Normally this DC, you guys are, at this point, you would have been level 8, right?
8.
Yeah.
This DC would have been a 28. I'm going to lower it to a 24. I'm giving you the DC outright in case you want to spend a hero point.
Well, I got 15 on the die.
Okay.
So 15 and 18 is a 33.
And it cracks and pieces shatter and fall. And when the crystal falls, those veins that are attached to this crystal fall with it, and the crystal just hangs. Like it is attached to strings. And there is a residual, like, as it starts to glow, I need fortitude saves for both of you.
Okay.
Oh, good.
You'll be fine.
I've got 30, so hopefully I'll be fine.
Scott. What you got, buddy?
I'm sorry. I rolled another nat 20.
On the stuff that, I mean, we can survive, but not the stuff that's, like, really important.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
figuring what's going on with these crystals.
When the aura hits,
shit.
there is powdered crystal in the air. As you put your arms up to block your eyes, as it like hits you and starts to cling on to you, immediately, Voss, you would know this has to be how these creatures were blinded. Is it like hits your skin and like perforates it? You both take, this is the half damage. You both take 20 points.
That's better than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to be real.
With the fort save, that means you're not blinded. And I need a second fort save to fend off. Wait, Kelly, what did you get? A 30?
Got a 30.
And what did you get, Drew? What did Voss get?
He got a natural 20.
What's that
nat
give
20
you?
plus.
What's that give you, though?
Then it would have been a 36.
You critically succeed. You don't need to make a second save. Kelly, Nora needs to make a second save for me.
Okay.
For the next round.
Well, I will
as
say...
the crystal starts to harden.
I will say, level 8, I did have blind fight, so...
Yeah, you would have made it. You're fine. You covered your eyes, so the blindness doesn't take effect, but this is to fend off the second part.
Okay. I'm going to spend a hero point.
Okay.
That's not great. All right.
Is that your first hero point, Kelly?
My first one that I spent, yes, because
Yeah.
the other one was the patch.
Yep. Well, it's still a spend.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I have those circled. All right.
That's another 30.
Okay. So you fend it off. You could feel it start to grow as you start brushing it off, and Voss helps get it off of you as well. The crystal, it's almost like sandblasting. Like it hits the skin, and you're like dragging off. There's blood coming out of Voss from getting hit, and you. But you do get it kind of off your body. The face is there. You can see the mouth and like the eyes. The eyes slowly move to turn at you, but they are that black and white over top of them. It moans. It makes some noise, but no actual words come out of it. If you would like to give me a occult roll, or if you would like to use the Speak with Corpse, I'm fine with that as well.
Yeah, I'll do an occult roll first to see if I can determine what type of undead this is.
Okay.
I'll do an occult just to figure out what's going on in general. Because I would think I'd use religion to figure out what type of undead it was.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, religion is for undead, not occult.
Oh, right. It's only going to be a 21 for religion.
Never seen anything like this before.
Okay, so for occult, I only got a 30.
No, a 30 for occult. What are you making the occult roll for? If you're trying to figure out what type of undead it is, it's religion.
Well, because you originally said either, I remember what it was.
Occult's for the crystal.
Yeah, so that's for what I'm doing first.
Okay.
Is the crystal. So the occult was a 30 for the crystal, and then for religion, that is also a 30.
So it is a living crystal. What it does, you're guessing, is feeding off the corpse. And the undead is being created by it. This is not something you've ever seen here in Ingrad or in Atlantia, but there has been rumors when mining that they have found crystallized bodies that were still alive. It was done and researched when abandoned were first found. There was a correlation. They think maybe this is how they found out that wasn't true. Like there was no crystal involved with you. Stained glass is a different thing, but they believe that whatever this crystal is not from here. Considering that you are near a rip into the elemental plane of Earth, this crystal is probably from there and is feeding off this creature to survive. Hence why the other one's dead. It was a small creature. This is a medium-sized creature.
So,
time-wise, you're guessing it's been here for about 100 years.
Okay.
Roughly. Talking corpse, sir? Talking corpse.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
so-
that.
If I understood it right, like pre-sundering, they used to find crystals with living bodies inside, but this one is undead. So I'm wondering if maybe the tides corrupted these crystals, Voss. I would take care.
All right, talking corpse.
Right. Copy that. Yeah.
How many questions you get, buddy?
Oh,
You got to roll, actually. You got to roll. I got to roll a will save.
Yeah, it has to roll a will save.
Even with my bonus, it doesn't matter when you roll a natural 1. So, the crystal tries to fight it off. You reach in and touch onto the face of this creature, and the mouth starts to move. It starts to speak in Terran.
Fuck.
It says that you grant the target corpse a semblance of life. When it uses speak, answers 3 questions it posed. I critically failed. The target can lie or refuse to answer, a failure, but target answers are more direct and less repetitive, though still cryptic. It takes a -2 penalty to deception checks to deceive or mislead you. Throat and mouth.
I can't
it
understand
speaks-
it anyway. So,
It speaks in Terran. Do you have comprehend languages?
not memorized.
I'm 100% fine with you having it memorized. It would make sense. You're going into unknown territory, Drew. Voss is not stupid, and as we know, Nora is smarter than you, even though she really isn't.
I think it's because of the 18 wisdom.
It's that wisdom. It's that fucking wisdom.
That wisdom.
It's like, hey, we might find things down here you don't know. Comprehend languages would be smart.
Right.
Scrolls, baby.
No,
You could have a scroll of it and just make it a reliquary that you have a soul in that you use to make a scroll. That's totally feasible for you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
I
do
mean,
that.
Can you craft scrolls?
Craft scroll isn't a feat anymore. It's just craft magical. So yeah, I can.
You could 100% do that.
But that only lets me understand what it's saying. So
Correct.
If it can't understand what I'm asking it, then it doesn't matter.
Worth a shot.
I mean, you could try talking to it in Hollow and see if it picks that up, if it's being corrupted by the dark tides.
That was
Ask
what I
a
was
question.
talking
This is
to
where
it.
we come down to. Cast comprehend languages and ask a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll cast that, and
You get 3.
what is happening to you?
Came here to see family trapped. Crystals attacked us. And it speaks back in Terran. He's medium. He is human looking. His skin, though, is tainted red and stuff, so it's really hard to tell like what he would be.
Nora, what else should we ask?
You are the investigator. Would you like to make an investigation check?
Yes.
All right, give me a roll. You've compiled a lot of data here. I have a bad feeling.
I got 30.
Well, so you know the crystals here that grew. This is a group that came here to see family. The only thing that would be family here would be the actual dwarves that are here.
Right.
Were here. He's been here for 100 years. It is male. You can't tell actual humanoid ancestry other than humanish. I think asking maybe what attacked you, they said crystals, or maybe if you're trying to find out like why this happened, the tides didn't exist then, is the big thing.
Right. So I think I would tell Voss, like, all right, looking at and this is like a medium, is it medium like human size or medium like dwarf size?
He is like 5'4".
So like right on the cusp?
Right on the cusp.
Okay. Then I would say either this is a unusually tall dwarf. They were known to exist back then, from what I remember, or perhaps a human who is adopted or something of that nature. Regardless, if they were here to visit family, obviously they'd be visiting the dwarves here in the citadel. This happened.
Can I ask who?
Pre-sundering. So you could ask who they were here to visit, or what this place is, if we could get a name, if we don't have one already.
That's true.
Yeah, he didn't ask his name yet.
We could.
What is your name?
Yeah, his name or the name. I was thinking like the name of this area if we didn't know it, but.
My name is Grin Fornsail. Clan to Ironsworn. He would probably give you your full title because he wouldn't. Clan of Ironsworn, brought in through marriage.
What is this place?
You already know that. I don't know if you'd ask that. This is the waylay area where you wait for dwarves to come get you.
Right. It was more like,
this is like a secret passage area in. You're in an area that's like, hey, yeah, right, there's a way in my house, but there's a key under the rock, but it's on my side of the door, so fuck you, you gotta wait. If you want to make me a history check for the name, the Dwarven clan name.
I can do that, and then after that, I was gonna say maybe he knows the secret
to getting in.
Way to get in, but
no, they would have to wait.
No?
It's from the other side. You already know that.
All right.
It's to stop people from getting in if there's like a war or anything bad happens.
Okay.
It's literally an escape route out and a trade way in. Give me a roll.
26 for my society check.
Ironsworn were known to be artisans.
Okay.
That is what they are known for doing. Specifically, artisans, very adept at making statues and crafting and things along those lines. If he was married in, you could ask why he was here, or besides saying family, like you could try to get more information. He has a backpack on him, a satchel on his side. He was trying to pull a short sword out of his side. He's got a buckler on this arm. None of it is rusted away. The crystal got him before any rust monsters ever saw him. Hence, same as the other guy. You're guessing that guy died. He was small. He is probably here for that 100 years as well, roughly.
Okay.
You could ask how many people were with him. You got one question left. You can ask for his stuff.
Hey, can we take your stuff?
Hey, you're a craftsman? I'm actually looking for some shit like that. Can I take your stuff?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you could ask about the craftsman's part. That is a viable question.
Yeah, I mean, we could say,
rest the day and do it again.
Was he showing up? Like, was he here to visit? Like, we could ask why he was. Well, he said he was here to see family. We could ask that, knowing that he married in through to one of the preeminent.
Or what he does. You could ask what he does. You don't know that.
Yeah, we could ask what he does.
So do you share that about them being craftsmen?
Yeah, we came down here for you. Nora's not going to hide anything. No, but Nora's not going to hide anything. We came down here for Voss, so.
What type of
station?
What type of work do you do? What do you do? What is your station?
I am a merchant of exotic materials, specifically metals. I brought things to my wife for them to craft and sold them to the surface. I traveled planes, not just here. Can I get a... Humanoids or society, correct?
Yeah, generally,
I need a society check now that he's said that. Because he's extraplanar or travels extraplanes.
That's a 26 for me.
Okay.
I got a 29.
Okay. He is, you're guessing, a Ganassi or an Earthborn. He's probably not from here.
Okay. And I mean, that's the third question, so that probably ends the spell.
As the spell dies out, his mouth continues to move as you've broke it. He is undead. Doesn't seem to speak anything you understand because he's just mumbling at this point. Vocal cords are probably shot for like actual speech. What do you all want to do?
Well, I think we found it. If he has exotic metals, it's probably in his backpack or something.
You could also search this place if you'd like. I'm fine you searching the entire area really quick and making a roll if you want to see what else is here, but he seems like the most valuable thing that you've found so far.
Yeah.
I mean, if they
I don't know if you want to wander deeper.
No.
Not just the two of us. So while we're doing this, like, I want to take 10 minutes to use Ward Medic to patch us both up.
Okay, perfect.
So, like, before we start exploring, I'm like, Voss, just in case things go south, let's get us both patched up first.
So out of the crack behind you, as you're patching up over 10 minutes, the creatures kind of make their way back around. It crawls out between the two. And you notice the one that crawled away has got a set of saddlebags harnessed on him that hang off the back around the tail. On this rust monster, this one here. I'll even mark him for you.
So if I just do assurance and set the DC at 20, I don't even need to roll. We just heal up 20 points each.
Perfect. So
Nice.
you take your time, the mouth moving on this creature, the rust monster near, and it's kind of skirting your light. And when it gets close enough, you notice that it doesn't look like a normal rust monster. Most of these don't. This one looks like it was a dog. The one over here looks like it might have been a lizard of some form, along with the other four behind it.
Okay. So these rust monsters are mutant undead rust monsters.
They are aberrations. Aberrations are caused from other things. These are medium to small-sized animals that probably were turned to rust monsters. And this thing has misfitted saddlebags out of leather.
I kind of look at Nora. I'm like, I feel like we probably shouldn't tarry here. So,
That's why I took the 10 minutes so that I can save battle medicine with combat.
Can I
Yeah.
can I get a nature from one of you and a perception from one of you here to get close to closing us out here?
I mean, so I've got a theory that perhaps the materials are in the saddlebags.
that's kind of what
But-
I'm thinking too.
I'll roll my perception just to see if
Yep.
I'm right or not.
Uh-huh.
Nature's a 21 for me.
14, 22, 36 perception.
So there are other creatures trying to crawl out of the hole, but because you've had the smoke near it, they don't. The one next to it is making its way towards the red crystal. Like, it is trying to get towards it. And the other ones, when they come out, they're standing around, and you can see they're making their way towards the crystals that are here. The one over here has made its way back to the blue crystal that is here. And they seem to stay near the crystals that have bodies in them. Nature-wise, if these were previous pack animals, they may have ties to whoever owned them originally.
Yeah.
And this one here is specifically coming towards the red one and trying to. You could test it, back away, see if it will with the smoke. It will make its way towards it, but they will not come into the smoke. They are affected by it. Like, it is repelling them. None of them made their saves. One was really close to make it into the smoke. Now, with that said, there is more down below that are trying to crawl out, but they can't because of the smoke. If you want to cast daylight down there or cast a spell down there to have some light, I will let you see what's down below as well.
Now let's.
So I have an idea, Voss. Maybe. Like, as Nora just kind of makes his face, right?
Go for it.
If you
Can
want
you
to,
snag those bags?
that's what I was going to say. If you want to move back, make sure that the sensor is still covering that hole. And we let this very determined rust monster approach its master.
Okay.
Can
Maybe
do.
I
does.
can.
It crawls up next to it and lays down to it next to him like a dog would. It like curls up. When you walk out, the tentacles sweep towards you, but you have no metal on you, so it continues to lay there.
Right. Can I do nature to try and like let me get its packs? Diplomacy. Okay. I mean, I'm not great at it, but I'm trained in it. I'm going to.
It is sentient, so its intelligence is high enough that you have to make a diplomacy check. The other ones would be nature.
Okay.
Shit, these guys are going to move out. Give me your roll.
That's fine. Let's see if there's anything else I can do. Well, I mean, it's not great, but it's better than what I thought it might be. So.
What'd you get?
I haven't rolled yet. I'm actually going to speak in Hollow just because they are tainted by the tides, and I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not.
You know this guy speaks in Terran.
Right. And I'm sure these things do as well, but they might understand me.
Sure.
In Hollow.
You can run through all your languages. I'm just making the DC higher.
It's just me spitballing.
I think if you want to try commands, like stay or whatever, like you would for an animal, you can run through all your languages. Let's make the DC a little higher for your diplomacy.
Well, I don't have Terran, so that's the big...
It doesn't matter. You might know other languages.
You said they're aberrations?
Correct.
This is going to be a long shot. I'm going to try Hollow, Deep Speech, and Sylvan.
Okay.
And then Diplomacy. I'm so glad this is my case.
Yeah.
I'm
spending hero point?
Let's see. Yeah.
All right.
Because I don't want to get my face eaten.
His Voss is standing by the hole by himself,
doggo.
praying to God he doesn't get eaten.
Okay. I was a 28, which is good for me.
28. It will come near you. The antenna sends over you for metal. It doesn't find any. You can take the bags off of it. You can see that the buckles and stuff that are on are like rusted through. And so those leather straps that are like tied to it. It's larger than it was as a dog. So it's like stretched into the harness. If you take the saddlebags off them, you can just, you're gonna cut them or you can't. You don't have a knife. You're just gonna slowly take it off of it, or you're gonna take stuff out of the bags. I guess that's what this comes down to. And the bags are pristine.
I think if it will sit still long enough for me to do so, then I will take the bag off, because if it's grown into it too, it's got to be kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, so if you take time, it will like lay on its back and let you take it off. You take the bag. It's a bunch of pouches on it. As you grab it off of it, it curls up back next to it. It doesn't follow you or anything, but it seems a little relieved, and curls up next to the crystal again and walks away from you. Voss, do you cast light down the hole? Or drop a torch or anything?
No, my light spell is on Nora.
Do you drop a torch or anything down there? Do you like light something? Do you have anything you can drop to see down at the bottom of the hole before you leave?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't have anything.
All right. Heading back out to him with the bag?
Yeah.
All right. Are you guys heading back to the boat?
Yes.
So you reel the boat back in, climb onto the boat, and we're going to close it out here as you go through. Voss, you have a detect magic left for the day, I assume? Or it's 0 level, right?
It's cantrip. Yeah, it's cantrip.
So as you cast detect magic, the bag glows. This is a haversack.
Nice.
The metal that is on it is rusted, but when she pulls it apart, it's still intact. They were not able to destroy the material on it. And going through the bag, there is a bunch of materials in here. There is a set of master chisels for working on metals. They are carved from a odd stone that is very similar to like an obsidian, but way harder. There is the clan symbol for Ironsworn on the actual piece. And on the back side of it, it has a mountain range with a crown below it, which with a little bit of work is the old Iron Peak symbol. On another set that you pull out, it is like a flat, small anvil for like doing jewelry. that has the circle with a mountain range and a hammer with a dyed red scale. And that's on it. There is a ponytail of hair in a kind of like, you know how you would cut it for locks of love? It is cut and bound together with a metal wound band. And there's 2 sets of them. And they're sitting next to him. One is silver, the other one is black with blonde in it. Other ones are a bunch of regular components like crystals and gems and metals that you would use to craft high-end like filigree by grinding the powder up of gems and laying it in. And then the only other thing in here that is a little odd, there is a section of a rod in here.
Okay.
And that's what's in the bag. Now, I do need one more roll from both of you, only if you are staying. Do you all stay for a duration of time to search this place with the food you have left, or do you bail?
I mean, yeah, if we have enough of the incense, probably we'd stay to search what we could.
All right. Give me...
Just to search until the incense runs out, because Nora would prefer to send a fully trained spelunking team down here.
I would say you have another burn left of it that you could do. Can you both give me a perception and a survival roll while you are down here? To avoid the tides, to not get attacked by anything, and to search the rest of this.
Perception will give you 21.
A little bit of data.
22.
Okay. 22 survival.
So
What'd you say your perception was, Drew?
21.
21. Okay.
My perception's a 28 because I rolled a 6.
Okay.
But the more important part, I think, is my survival, where I got a 15 on the dice, and with this being let's see,
Investigation.
15. Yeah. So I got 31 on my survival. So, you know what? I'm okay with having the survival be higher than my perception.
Searching this and going back out once and checking, when you lower the light in the hole, the parting shot is a rope or something that you cast light on a second time, or make or use a scroll and put it on there, or put a ever-burning torch or light a torch on the boat and bring it over and lower it. It lowers into an area that opens up, and in the bottom there is a 8-foot-long. It first looks like a rust monster, but a horse that is slumbering amongst a pile of rust. And in there, laying around it, it is holding onto this stone cube. And that's where I'm going to cut us for the day. So everybody, thank you for watching our episode 11 side quest. This was one of a more of like a slow build for us, a slow burn, because we had some really fast-paced ones. Obviously, we will be live the following week, but unfortunately, I don't think Mr. Voss will be with us because he's going to be off recording. Maybe he'll show up.
I will be
We'll
working.
see. We'll see. If he can't, I'll see if maybe we can find someone to come play with us for the first time ever. Thank you for watching, everyone. Of course, you can still find our War Lantern patches, and hopefully today the t-shirt is up. The link will be down below in the description. And thank you for watching our side quest. Voss, I'm really scared to hear what your staff is with the new pieces that you just got. And the fact that
did you want me to tell you?
Not here, I don't. I want it to be a surprise.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Bye.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Voss and his magic. Hey, everyone, look up. Thank you for watching this episode of Side Quest, and we have something special. The Season 1 War Lantern patches are finally here. Glow in the dark, only 95 limited run. It comes with a card of authenticity, and we are excited finally to have it in our store. Link down below. And remember, like, subscribe, and share with all your friends, because when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we have something special to give away.